As we approached the airport in Rome, we flew past Lake Bracciano. Once I was on the ground, I was going to take a train from Fiumicino into Roma Ostiense, then change to a train for a 2-hour ride north to Viterbo. My train would pass through Bracciano on the western shore. So Viterbo is where my vlog starts out this season. I'll be making a few changes. Some of the episodes will be very short, a few the accustomed length, and there will be a couple of long ones where it's merited. My first dinner found me at a restaurant called Gur.me, a rough Italian phonetic written equivalent of you-know-what. The extremely friendly waiter had a strong recommendation for the carpaccio di magatello as antipasto, so I followed his suggestion. As far as I can determine, magatello is beef round steak. The picture in the middle contained an unusual dipping sauce made from candied red fruits, candied by a local firm, dark chocolate, and Montepulciano wine. Accordingly, for one of the first times I can remember, I started off the meal with a red wine, a Cenerentola from the Trapponini winery near Viterbo, made from Sangiovese and Montepulciano grapes. For my primo, I decided to go with a risotto called Return to the Origins. Focused on onions, it contained caramelized red onions, onion powder sprinkled across the plate, a tomino of sheep and cow's milk cheese from Piemonte, and an onion gelato, which was rapidly melting while I filmed. With this, I drank another red on the waiter's insistence, a Pinot Noir called Angra from Nals Margred, a winemaker from halfway between Bolzano and Merano in South Tyrol. For my secondo, I wanted to avoid more meat or fish, and the only appropriate choice was the Autumn Garden. That turned out to be a potato puree circle with a topping of whole wheat bread croutons and abundant slices of fresh porcini. And yes, there were some slivers of green, wild fennel fronds. For this we moved to an unfilmed Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon. There was no way I could manage a dolce, so I asked if there might be a dessert wine instead. The waiter brought me a glass of a passito made from Zibibbo grapes from Firiato near Trapani in Sicily. Along with this, he also brought me a little board with 3 biscuits, from right to left, made from buckwheat and coconut, hazelnuts and cocoa and whipped short crust pastry. All were made without gluten, I was also informed, not that I'd asked. A delicious start-off dinner, although I can't recall when I last had a complete meal in Italy which contained no vegetables. After a long travel day, it was time to begin the half-hour walk back to my hotel for a good night's sleep.